Hello, I am Jason Drillard with AEP 858. This is Data Protocol. So this is just a quick kind of snapshot of the little graphic for our protocol in regards to viewing data and using data as well. So we actually start right here at collecting data. So from the very beginning, we want to make sure that we collect all data, and even data that's and we'll eventually get to the comparison part, but data that we can in any relation bring and use when we're looking at the data. Then we're going to look at the data, review it, look at all sides of it, kind of pick through it. At that point, that's where we want to bring in our other data and make comparisons. So for example, if we're looking at state assessments, we want to be able to compare our scores to state averages, or if we want to look specifically at just level ones or whatever it might be, but that way we get a comparison of where we're at and an idea of where we want to be at some point. At this point, once we kind of move on from making comparisons and looking for trends, we also want to then analyze it and set goals. So if we want to be at a certain percentage at some point, we want to make sure that we're very clear in our goals, but have something to begin working for. At that point, then we're going to review progress frequently. So within the set goals, we're also then setting in a plan of how we're going to achieve what we want. So then when we get, as we go along and we think of not only short-term goals, but long-term goals and our plans set in place for that, then we're going to continuously review our progress, make slight changes if we need to, throw out, scratch if it's not working at all, and find somehow or some way to make it work towards our goal. And then we want to reflect and analyze. In this, we look at what worked and what didn't work. And so as I kind of scroll down here, this would be the graphic organizer that I hand out to my staff. And it's very much in the same connection to this graphic, but this is where they would be able to write down. So to be able to write down the data and then write notes about it, that might be where we write what subject this is about, or whatever it might be that we can write the notes. And then we write comparisons. We might circle, we might highlight. At this point, then we set a goal or a plan. That might be interchangeable, but set a goal or plan for what we want to do with this data. What do we want out of the data? And then continuously review progress, check for growth. This is also a place where we might just set dates of when we're going to review the data and then check for growth. And then kind of as we go along, this is either towards the end or as we're continuously checking for progress, what worked and what can be improved. Did something not work? Can we scratch it, or do we come back to it? And then at the very end, what is the purpose for collecting the data? What are we trying to get out of this as a whole, as a school? Are we trying to just get better at taking tests, or are we trying to actually help improve students' education? So whatever that is, I think that's an important question to ask even from the beginning, and really think about why we're doing this. And when we can answer the why, then we'll begin to the how. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed.